Hi, everyone, and thanks for joining me on my podcast, Profit with a Plan. This is where you can get some great ideas to create your most profitable small business. Just so you know, financial planning isn't only for those that have a lot of money or run big companies. A workable financial plan is for us everyday small business owners and professionals that want to make good financial decisions that lead to bigger profits. So join me, Marcia Reiner, your certified financial planner and financial business strategist, each Tuesday for some smart ideas that can add more profits to your bottom line. I am passionate about working with ambitious business owners who are working their ass off every day. They're making good money, but they don't have a lot to show for it. I help them fix their cash flow fast, which increases their profits. This will help them build wealth without sabotaging their business. They know they can grow a sustainable business that they can sell for a lot more later on. If this sounds familiar, or you know of anyone that may be curious, share my podcast and let's chat. You can always book a brief call with me to see how we can work together and create greater profits in your business as well. Get on my scheduler. It's calendly.com/Marcia-16. So let's get on with today's podcast. We are talking about the fact that no one is an island. I've been having conversations with several people lately about getting help and where to get help and what kind of help to get. And so I thought today's topic on, no one's an island would be a good one to have a conversation about. And I think you'll find some value in it. So what is an island mindset? And that's where I started to think, okay, many people have this mindset that says, I got this. I don't need help from anybody. I can do this all by myself. I'm capable. I'm strong. I know a lot of people. I've done this before. I can get this done all by myself. And that's really a mindset that says, you're maybe a little bit afraid to ask for help or think that you're strong enough to keep doing it. And those are good qualities and not bad qualities. But I think that it puts you in a mindset that says that you can do it all yourself and you don't need any help and it's bad to ask for help. And I don't think it's the right mindset that we business owners really ought to have. So I think that that's something that we want to try and change or shift in you, in me, and see if we can give you some ideas on how to do that. Another island mindset is that it's only me doing the job. I'm the business. I'm the company. It's my brand. It's me. If I'm not doing it, then it's gonna change, or I'm gonna be. They're gonna think I'm not capable, or they're gonna, it's just a crazy mindset that says that I can be, I have to do it all by myself. Not that I want to do it all by myself, but I have to do it all by myself. And that's a mindset too that needs to be shifted. Another island mindset is I don't have the resources or the time or the money or the location or the number of clients, or, I just don't have the ability to hire anybody, whether it's hiring an employee or hiring a coach or doing something along those lines. It's a mindset that we've built in on ourselves that says that, I can't do it. And I think that's something, again, we need to shift. Another island mindset is I'm already doing it by myself and I'm doing it great. There's no problems. I got this. There's no need for anybody. And I think that there's always a need to have support and help, because damn it, you really shouldn't be on an island all by yourself trying to lift the heavy boulders and roll them uphill, which is really what business is. It's a lot of hard work. And if you're doing it all by yourself with no help or support, then I think you're going about it the wrong way and you're doing all the heavy lifting yourself. when you really don't have to. So why is it important that we're not on an island? And I keep using this island mindset of an individual who just thinks that they can do it all themselves. And I think the biggest reason that we shouldn't be an island or on an island all by ourselves or doing this, all by ourselves is because there's only one view of the beach, of the horizon, looking at the trees, whatever the analogy is. There's only one view, and that's your view. That means it's only your ideas, and it's only your processes, and it's only your systems, and it's only your marketing, and it's only you, which is great. But is that the best way to do it? You know that people that have been very, very, very successful rarely do it on their own. Rarely are they carrying the entire load on their own back. So it's important to not have only one view. I think that you can also collaborate. You can get different ideas from different people, and you can share those ideas. And you never know what you learn when you've got other ideas and other sets of eyes that are sitting there looking at the same problem or project or client or process in a different way. So collaboration is an amazing solution and why it's important not to be alone. Experience. You may have been in business for 20 years, but if it's only been your experience, then how can you see if it's right or wrong? What if you had somebody else's experience and saying, hey, I did it this way and it worked, or oh, I did it that way and it didn't work? Experiences are an amazing piece. It's history. It says we've done this and we've got experience with it, and now we can do things we know better, right? And if it's, again, you're on that island all by yourself, you're not going to have any experience except for your own. Because 2 minds, 3 minds, 5 minds, 10 minds are always better than one. Now, if you get too big, obviously it becomes too hard to move and shift the way you need to. But I tell you, 2 minds are much better than one. The other thing that you can do is if you're not on the island and you've got support system around you, that support system may be able to help you avoid mistakes that maybe you didn't see. As a business owner, we try and anticipate what could happen, positive or negative. But if you had someone looking that didn't maybe have the emotional connection, or they had a different viewpoint or a different experience, or they're looking at it from a different angle, you can potentially avoid errors. You could avoid extra work, unnecessary work. You could absolutely avoid paying wasted money if you had someone else that helped you with your thoughts, with your direction, with your goals, with your marketing, with your accounting, I'm talking about everything that has to do with a business, and everything that has to do with your business involves money. So what could we do? And why is it so important that we're not on that island? Another reason it's so important that we're not on the island alone is mentorship. And I mentioned it earlier. Every successful person, business owner, has had a mentor, someone they've followed. They've gone along and they've seen someone else that had already created a similar wheel. They've created a process. They've done a similar business, and they follow their mentorship, whether it's actually sitting down and talking with this person, or, following the steps that they've taken because they've laid it out in a book, or somebody who knows somebody about that. There's always mentorship. And it is so incredibly important that you're not on that island alone, because it's lonely. It's lonely in your business when it's only your head. And then when we get in our own head, that negative voice starts chirping on our right shoulder, and the positive voice chirps on the left shoulder, and then the negative one chirps on the right shoulder, and the left one chirps on the left shoulder, or the negative one, positive one. We get in our own head. And as many minds and voices as we have in our head, it's still pretty darn lonely. So I encourage you to get off the island. Stop trying to do it all yourself. Seek help from others. And what I mean by seeking help from others is that there's ways of sharing ideas. There's ways of sharing information with like-minded people. You can strategize and join a mastermind group. And why I've brought up this topic is I'm just joined a new mastermind group that starts up next week, and I'm so excited. A mastermind helps you work through problems with people in a similar level of knowledge or strength, or maybe even a step higher, where you come in and you all try and solve a similar issue together, and you work through and you see how that person has done it. And they may be in a different business, or they may be in a similar business, but you come in and you share information, and you share processes, and you share experiences. And it's such a wonderful place to be, in a friendly, safe environment where you can go, God, I got this problem. And as a matter of fact, there's groups that talk about this. I'm also in some Facebook groups where there are small business owners. And this one gal, bless her heart, she came out and said she was a wedding has a wedding dress shop. And she had been in business for 6 months. And she borrowed money to get the inventory and to get the salon open and everything else, and she's dying. She says she doesn't have enough business, and she's afraid she's going to close. And everybody started responding to her with ideas and guidance and where she could go to get support. They were offering support themselves. They made suggestions to go get into wedding groups, and where other people that had clients, like a photographer or a wedding cake or a venue or a DJ, or, find other people that had similar business or were going after the similar client at a similar time in their life, and you could share. So masterminds and groups are great places to seek others out. You can also join up with other companies or other professionals in the similar industries or complementary industries. I like to call those joint venture partners. And those are wonderful ways of saying, hey, how are you doing this? Can we do something together? That maybe it's a service or a product or a package that you could offer. So as an example, a chiropractor has a joint venture with a massage therapist. Who would have thought? A dentist has a joint venture with a orthodontist, or a dental surgeon, brain fart here, sorry, dental surgeon, so they can refer people back and forth for the same complementary solution. And then you can always seek others by getting coaches such as myself, or professionals that help with taking things off your plate, such as an accountant, because you shouldn't be doing your own accounting. Maybe it's having someone come in and do the grunt work for you, or the marketing pieces for you. So it's seeking help from others that is so helpful of getting you off that island. And then I think that first step that you've got to take to get off that island of being lonely is to ask. There's no shame in it. Please don't think there's shame in embarrassment or you've got to have, a bigger, better, faster business so, you can ask. Don't worry, ask. Ask friends, ask other business owners. Mentorship is beautiful because you ask somebody who's done it already and they want to help you. So you can ask for help, and it can be free. It can be paid. So free help is someone who wants to donate their time, such as SCORE. SCORE is the Society of retired executives, something like that. So what they do is they come in and they offer guidance and direction because they've experienced it. They've done it themselves, and they're trying to give back. What a wonderful way to get free advice. There's all sorts of internet groups. There's all sorts of associations that you can go and find free or relatively free help. Then there's the paid help. Someone like myself, this is my free offer, is what I'm talking, through the podcast. But you can come to someone like me and you could say, look, I'd like help. So I'll pay you X for your guidance and your experience and your knowledge and your ability to see things that I can't see. And you can find help that way. And it doesn't have to be a long, year-long, very, very expensive commitment. It could be a couple of months. It could be a group program. It could be one-on-one for a little while and then off to group. It could stretch it out. There's always ways to ask professionals, coaches, consultants to help you fix your business, grow your business, and get you off that island of being alone. You can do research. Thank God the internet has come around, because for those of us that are old enough to remember what life was like before the internet was there, you had to go in the library, you had to look it up in books, now you just open up your phone and you start researching and asking for help. So how do you create a budget? Type it into Google and there's budgets and, what pieces to go in. How do you do marketing? If you have the time, you can research just about anything and everything that would give you the help you need to get off that island. Again, it's your help, and so your computer can be that help. And it's a great thing. You can always ask another business owner, and that's that mentorship. Ask somebody who's already been successful, would they be open to mentoring you? I would highly suggest finding someone who's in the same business and someone who wouldn't be threatened by you coming in and taking over their schemes. And there's not very many people like that out there. There's a lot of people that are willing to help and share and give you guidance. And that's the thing that will help you get off that island and being alone and trying to lift that boulder and carrying it uphill all by yourself. And yes, there's hills on islands. You can share, and we're still talking about how to get off that island. You can share responsibilities. If it's not your genius, you shouldn't be doing it, right? I've said that many, many times. If your genius is sound and your ability is to take my voice and make it sound better and give me an image or a brand off of my voice, that's your genius. Your genius isn't marketing. Your genius isn't, accounting. It isn't creating programs. It isn't, doing things. It's really taking my voice and tweaking it. And I say that because a friend of mine, Vaughn, does that. And that's your genius. That's what you should be really focusing on and share all the other responsibilities with people that can do it faster, more capable, more accurate, and probably cheaper than it is your time. If you figure you're worth, $100 an hour, $300 an hour, whatever your hourly rate is, if you were to share those responsibilities, those menial tasks or the tasks that take you forever to do with someone that can get it done faster at maybe $50 an hour or $20 an hour, I tell you, that's a better way of getting the help and being able to see things, because that's their genius. Their genius is accounting, or their genius is marketing, or their genius is sales, or their genius is, doing something that you really ought not to be doing. So share those responsibilities, and it'll help pull you off the island, because then you've got another mindset looking at your business with you. It's so much cheaper to outsource. It really is, than what your time and your genius is worth. And then when you get into those partnerships, they're going to be helping you as well by helping you with sharing ideas, sharing workload, sharing marketing pieces, sharing costs. So partnerships are a great way to share the responsibilities. So I hope you're getting some information out of this and really just shifting that mindset, which is what I wanted to do. So let's think about this. What is your plan to make sure you're not stuck on an island? I'd like you to think about where you start first. And with any plan, and you know me, this is Profit with a Plan, and I'm all about financial planning for business owners. So where do you start? You start by saying, okay, where's my problem? And if I've had the problem for any amount of time, then I probably ought to be seeking help on it. If I'm struggling with getting new clients, then maybe I should be hiring somebody to help me bring new clients in and potentially help with somebody to teach me some sales skills so I can close those clients. Maybe it's someone to come in and help you with the pricing structure you've got, because they understand the market and the community, where maybe you're thinking, I'm worth, X amount, and they're saying, no, maybe you're not worth $100 an hour, but if you price it at $95, you're going to kill it. Or maybe you get them in as an entry point and say, instead of the $65 or the $300 new client for the x-rays and everything else you've got, maybe you offer a special. Well, you'll give them $30 or $50 off their first treatment if they come to you. So you've got to think about strategies and things that maybe you didn't think about in the past. So where I would say to start would be to think about what troubles you're currently having. And you may have a lot of them, or you may only have one. But start with the most important one and see if it's something that you've been trying to stick a square peg into a round hole with, and then go find some help. Maybe it's another doctor. Maybe it's another jewelry designer. Maybe it's another dentist. Maybe it's another marketing person. Just ask and see what they say. See what kind of help friends can offer, or coaches or consultants or professionals can offer. You can always go online. You can hit up Meetup. You can go find different areas to find masterminds and groups. Just experience it. See if it's something that will help you. So the other thing to do to make sure your plan is going right is to know what to try. I would say, as a coach, I think I'm well worth my fee. But I think in your position, you want to decide, how painful is my problem? And do I need it fixed fast? Do I have the time and energy in my day to try and fix it myself? Have I been trying to fix this out for a while and now it's not working? Try groups. try masterminds, try the mentors, find other professionals in your world first. Or, if you want it done quickly and you want to have a solid system and you know that you've been beating your head around this for a while, then maybe it's time to get a professional. Maybe it's time to come in and get a coach and someone that can help you get on the right path and get on it quickly. And then you can cut loose that coach and then go on by yourself or come back to that coach. I mean, that's my coaching style, is you're not committed for forever on it. But to get in there, and sometimes it's 3 months, sometimes it's 6 months. But once it's done, you've got a new system to go with, and then you shouldn't have that problem ever again. But try different things. Give it a shot, but definitely ask and go out and do it. So where can you find the help that you're looking for? As I mentioned, you can go on Meetup, you can go on the internet, and you can search the problem that you have, and there should be enough responses to be able to support you in that path. So if your problem is accounting, look up and say, okay, I'm a chiropractor and I'm having accounting problems. And up comes all these accountants that specialize in chiropractors, right? Or if your challenge is sales, there's tons of salespeople out there. Or if you're looking for really some guidance and you want to have a chat, I'm always available for you, and you can jump on my calendar appointment to check it out. I like to say that I'm very proud of what I do and I can help a lot of people, but I'm also very honest. If I can't help you or there's an area I think you should get a different help for, I'll be always open to say it. And I hope everybody else would too, and they're not trying to say that they do everything. As funny as that sounds, there's a lot of coaches that say, oh yeah, I can do this, I can do that, I can do this, I can do that. Do a little research on them. Ask them if you can try them out for a short period and see if it really gels before you go and commit in. And any good coach worth their weight in gold will say, absolutely, here's an opportunity to try me out, and here's what it will involve. And if you like me, then that's great. If you don't, then you're free to go. And I think that's the best coaching relationship that's going to help you out. So thanks for listening today. I hope you got a couple of ideas or two to put into your business that will help you take more control over your money and become more profitable. It really is not necessary for you to be on an island all by yourself, unless you're going to be there on vacation. And then you probably don't want to be there by yourself anyways. You might want a nice cabana boy or a beautiful hula girl that's around you. There's no reason to be by yourself. So my goal of talking today about being on an island is to get you thinking that there is help. There's many ways of getting help, and I hope you find help for yourself, because you should not be on an island. So next week's show, I'm very happy to have my dear friend Wendy Barr with Barcode Branding. She'll be on next week's show, and we're going to talk about how branding can give you recognition in the industry and help you become that expert that you so should be. I'd love to hear back any questions or feedback or ideas for future shows. Last week's show, I've gotten so much feedback on my money analytics. I'm so excited. So thank you, everybody that's been listening and sending me comments. I love it. I think it's great. I'm helping more people, and that's really what I want to do with this podcast, is help people get ideas. So thanks for all your feedback on money analytics. That was episode 23, and today's episode is 24. Holy cow, 24 podcasts that I've been doing. So I think I'm getting better, and I'd love to hear your feedback. You can catch me or reach out to me on any of my social channels, Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram at Bella Financial or Marcia Reiner, or you can catch my website at bellafinancialgroup.com. Don't forget to subscribe to this podcast. You won't want to miss out on any future podcasts, and you can always go back and listen to some other ones. I try and keep them brief at about a half hour. And I wish you would help me not be the best kept secret and share this podcast with your friends. So if you do follow me, I thank you very much. I will give you a gift of my special new report, 3 secrets to find hidden cash flow right now in your business. It's a great, easy report to read that I think you'll just go, oh my God, why didn't I think of that, right? So you can catch Profit with a Plan on any of your favorite podcast players, and we're looking forward to more profitable shows and information coming up soon. So until then, make your plans and profit with it.